Thank you for visiting bestbiblecommentaries.com. In this video, I'd like to show you the Bible Knowledge Commentary, a 2-volume commentary set put out by professors, alumni, and friends of Dallas Theological Seminary in the mid-1980s. The general editor for these 2 volumes is John F. Wolford and Roy B. Zuck. The Old Testament volume, as you can see, is bigger than the New Testament volume because there are 39 books of the Old Testament and 27 books of the New Testament. The contributors to each volume, there are several contributors to each volume. Writers are often take a different book of the Bible and write about that section. For some who are familiar with commentaries, there are some names that might sound familiar to you. Alan Ross writes the Genesis section of this commentary, and he's one of the books that he's well known for is a separate commentary on the book of Genesis. Another author that some might be familiar with is Roy Zuck, who's one of the general editors of the commentary, and then also J. Dwight Pentecost, who's written a lot about the end times. Eugene Merrill might be another name that some might be familiar with. Same with the New Testament. There will be contributors to the volume that people who have been reading books, commentaries, or biblical scholarship for a while might be familiar with. Wolford, of course, who is one of the co-editors of the series. Harold Hoehner is another one. He contributes the Ephesian section to this particular volume, and he also wrote a very well-reviewed technical commentary on Ephesians. So you might be familiar with him. Norman Geisler would be another one. He's written a lot about theology, a lot of books on theology and philosophy. So not so much commentary, but in this particular volume, he does make a contribution. The content is 2-column, which packs in a lot of information to these 2 sets. The New Testament volume is almost 1,000 pages. The Old Testament volume is over 1,500 pages, so altogether 2,500 pages of commentary, and these books are just packed. So whoever's using or buying these commentaries is really getting their time's worth and their money's worth. I would say that the commentary takes a section-by-section approach to Scripture. So if you're looking for a commentary that's going to make mention of every verse or every phrase, or really do a deep dive into the Hebrew or Greek, this is probably not the commentary for you. However, if learning more about passages by means of overview would be helpful to you, then this particular commentary is worth your consideration. So, and by overview, I don't mean a lack of depth. The text is treated thoroughly. For example, in Acts 21:30 gets its own paragraph. Acts 21:31 through 32 gets its own paragraph. Acts 21:33 through 36 gets its own paragraph. And the text, in this case, like I said, the NIV, is actually in bold. So it's very easy for the reader to make a distinction between the text and the commentary itself. As you can see, there are also some helpful illustrations to help the reader understand what the commentator is saying about the particular passage of Scripture. So the target audience, I think, is really anyone. If someone's looking for a devotional aid to use, a book to keep by next to their Bible that they can open up and get some more explanation and discussion about a particular text, this would be a great set for that. I think it would also be great for a Bible study leader or a Sunday school teacher. This would be a great resource for them. I think pastors would also benefit from this as well. So it really serves multiple audiences and multiple purposes and multiple readers. Dallas Theological Seminary has Baptist, is in the Baptist tradition, and it's also in the dispensational tradition. And so the writers take a premillennial approach to the text, and that is their position on, that's their conviction regarding the end times. So books like Daniel and First and Second Thessalonians and Revelation will be interpreted and explained with that particular eschatology or approach to the end times. So again, this is the 2-volume Bible Knowledge Commentary, one of the most well-reviewed commentaries of the last several decades. I hope this video has been helpful to you, and I thank you for visiting bestbiblecommentaries.com.